Hi there. You're watching Jamaica Magazine, your daily dose of information and all things positive. I'm Adrian Atkinson. On the show today, plans in train to reduce the country's energy costs, empowering girls at Dunoon High. Plus, Boy Scouts get ready for a trip to the land of the rising sun. Don't miss the details on the arts page. It's going to be a great show. Scouts Honor.
Some water we drink, please.
Water gone.
But me need water for cook. So how me go wash?
Let's weather the drought. Start conservation measures today. Check for leaks around your house. Opt for shorter showers over long baths. Reuse water to water plants and lawn. Watch the amount of water you and your family use. Try cooking methods that don't require much water. And if you have a vehicle, avoid washing it regularly. Remember, water is as important as the air we breathe. So conserve our water, conserve our life.
Good day, I'm Carrie Ann Smith, and this is your GIS News for Friday, June 26. Government's push to increase Jamaica's earnings from the global bamboo trade has gotten a $15 million boost. The money has been provided by the Organization of American States to fund the Peckham Community Bamboo Project in Northwest Clarendon. The initiative is being implemented under the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce's Bamboo Products Industry Project.
Those funds, which will be applied over a 3-year period, will go directly towards training of at least between 50 to 80 persons in the community of Peckham. It will go towards ensuring the proper certification of the Peckham plantation to establish it as an organic plantation. It will also seek to support the establishment of the pre-processing plant through the provision of equipment and as well as retrofitting the space.
Details of the funding were announced on Tuesday as the Chinese ambassador to Jamaica contributed $1.5 million to purchase a state-of-the-art kiln for bamboo charcoal production.
I'm very happy to make this small donation and help with the Peckham Bamboo Project in a small way.
The Caribbean Local Economic Development Project is also providing $500,000 to train participants, while the NHT is assisting with construction of the factory and supporting plant. The National Water Commission, NWC, will be implementing a customer loyalty program starting July 2. Residential and commercial customers who pay their water supply bills in full on or before the due date will be rewarded with a $250 early payment incentive credited to their next bill. The same amount will be charged for customers who fail to pay their bills in full and on time. It's one of several new revenue collection initiatives rolled out by the NWC this week. Another significant one is the Cruncher 180 promotion. Customers with arrears older than 180 days, as at July 1, can benefit from write-offs of between 40 and 60% of their accumulated water bills. The 3-month initiative will run from July 1 to September 30 and is expected to bring in $1 billion for the NWC. Currently, only about 20% of NWC customers pay their bills in full and on time. The water company says this has made it increasingly difficult to maintain its financial obligations. The 380-megawatt electricity generating capacity project is proceeding on target. At a press briefing this week, the Electricity Sector Enterprise Team ESET announced that the initiative was still set to reduce the country's fuel costs by 30% by the year 2018. ESET Chairman Dr. Vincent Lawrence said the conversion of the Jamaica Public Service Company Bogue Power Plant in St. James was expected to generate more electricity than previously expected. Construction of the 190-megawatt power plant and gas terminal at Old Harbour is meanwhile still scheduled to meet its 2017 deadline for completion. And the discussions are now proceeding with Jamaica to build its 50-megawatt cogeneration power plant in Clarendon.
Cabinet gave us permission yesterday to proceed with these discussions and negotiations with Jamaica. We have in hand their financial models, their design proposals, their detailed specifications, their preliminary consultations with the environmental approval agencies, etc.
In the meantime, contracts for the construction of Allpart's 140 megawatt cogeneration power plant in Nain, St. Elizabeth are still not finalized. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson says the ministry remains committed to reducing the number of persons dying from cancer each year. He says interventions include measures to enhance the screening, diagnosis, and treatment processes.
In 2010, we had 3,198 persons recorded as having died from cancer. And we believe that those numbers must begin to go down as we continue our program.
Dr. Ferguson was speaking at the Jamaica Cancer Society's Relay for Life event on June 13. And finally, the Ministry of Education has identified 24 small schools that it wants to close for the 2015-2016 academic year. The schools are among several underpopulated, underused institutions which the ministry has been monitoring for the past 5 years. Consultations will be held with the relevant stakeholders before a final decision is made. The ministry says that decision will be made by the end of this school year. Under the Education Act 1965, the Ministry of Education has the power to authorize the closure of a school while ensuring reallocation to accommodate the school's population. And that's it for GIS News Today. I'm Kerry Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
Guys, I'm not ready.
Ready long time. Let's go.
Ready, Mona?
Yeah. Oh, Shelly, I have a file for you for tomorrow, okay?
All right.
I'm gonna leave it on your desk.
Sure, go right ahead.
But Shelly, you don't shut down the computer.
But it not gonna do nothing.
But of course, when you leave it on, it burns excess energy.
I said go?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you know that the country foots the bill to import the fuel that produces electricity? Let's all play our part to conserve on energy by ironing once per week, unplugging all appliances when not in use, and avoid keeping the refrigerator open for a long period of time when removing food. Get smart. Don't get left in the dark.
The Electricity Sector Enterprise Team, ESET, reported this week that plans are progressing fairly smoothly to increase electricity generating capacity for the national grid. That means you and I will pay less for fuel by 2018, about 30% less. It will result in savings amounting to $350 million. 4 proposals are on the table. The Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, is to convert the feedstock at the Bogue Power Plant in St. James to liquefied natural gas. The company will also build a 190 megawatt power plant and gas terminal at Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Allpart will also build a 140 megawatt cogeneration power plant, and Jamaica will build a 50 megawatt coal-fired plant.
We are going to continue to finalize the detailed project and execution plans with the various entities, because we're dealing with a number of different entities for the different projects. And we intend to continue to work to have the most cost-effective power tariff to the grid. We are monitoring the project execution plans and schedules for all of these projects.
While ESET, led by the project manager, continues to monitor those mega projects, other stakeholders are implementing feasible programs to help companies reduce their electricity bills and save money. Here's one example.
Everyone wants to pay less at the pumps for electricity and other utilities. Now there's a way you can, through the establishment of an energy services company, ESCO Industry in Jamaica.
ESCO is a particular type of contracting mechanism that it is used by energy companies. It can be a business model that they use for a particular project, or it can be the name of the company that is dedicated to provide these sort of services. So essentially the key thing about being an ESCO is that you are guaranteeing energy savings, and there's some risk transfer, and you are assuming the risk for that guarantee of those energy savings.
Here's another way of looking at it.
You are using energy. You may not be able to afford respective measures, nor possibly do you have the know-how. We have the know-how. The ESCO is the platform. We now are able to say, we will come in, put in the respective measures for you, identify the savings, be able to demonstrate them, and through the savings, you are now able to pay me. So it's a win-win situation, at the end of which, I obviously would have been paid, and you are able to continually go forward, reaping the respective savings.
There's no catch. The fact of the matter is, Jamaica has one of the highest energy intensity rates in Latin America and the Caribbean, with imported oil accounting for 90% of its energy use. And what an ESCO does is provide options for customers to invest in energy cost-saving measures without upfront capital investment. And get this, the ESCO is paid based on the amount of energy cost it guarantees it will save the customer, in contrast to the typical energy service provider that gets paid based on the projects it is able to complete. The Jamaica Productivity Center and its project partners, the Development Bank of Jamaica, Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica, Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, and the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining have collaborated to educate and train key stakeholders from the public and private sector about the European Union GeoJ-funded project through a series of capacity-building workshops that were held recently in Kingston and Montego Bay. The launch took place at the Knutsford Court Hotel.
The European Union recognizes the development of a sustainable energy supply as a prerequisite to successful poverty reduction and achievement of the Millennium Development Goals, and at the same time to reduce global energy consumption and hold back climate change. In this context, energy efficiency and renewable energy solutions are critical to initiate the change, and this project is one of the projects that contributes to it.
I'm always excited about investments of this kind and that purposefully contribute to enhancing people's ability to combine technological skills with sensible business principles to supply goods or services demanded by society, and in the process create employment, utilize the service of financial intermediaries, and generate profits or returns to entrepreneurship. This is one of the principal mechanisms through which free market economies create and sustain wealth and achieve growth, productivity, and development.
This emerging ESCO industry worldwide affords various actors, government, private sector, individuals, just about everybody who wishes to invest in energy conservation efficiency can have an opportunity to do so without having to be burdened by the initial capital outlay, which is so much a problem.
We remain committed to any project that will reduce energy expenditure and reduce business viability, that will create jobs, that will create public and private efficiencies. We are absolutely excited about this continuing partnership with JPC as well as other project partners. And we are expecting sustainable, long-term value from the staging of this capacity building workshop, as well as all the critical components of this project.
Potential savings from the establishment of an ESCO in Jamaica is said to be in the billions. For more information on the ESCO project, contact the Jamaica Productivity Center at 922-1598 or 948-6168. You may also visit their website, jpc.com.jm.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the hyping. You think I saw? We reach a the edging. I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
The Jamaican school system is not only about academics. It's also about molding our boys and girls to become responsible adults. It's about empowering our youth to take on the world. Girls at Dunoon Park Technical High recently participated in an empowerment session designed to motivate and inspire. Take a look.
I am a beautiful young lady that believes in myself and can do anything that I want.
I am kind-hearted, I'm very determined, and I believe in myself.
I am beautiful, intelligent, talented, and words cannot bring me down.
They spoke those words of affirmation at the first staging of their school's Girls' Day. Over 300 girls from the inner city-based school celebrated their femininity as they received the powerful message of self-love from successful women and men. The goal was simple: to turn these good girls into beautiful, successful ladies.
Because we realize that many of these young ladies have no role models. We find that in the communities they have to be living two different lives. You come to school, you're a model student. But when you go back home, you have to blend in with your community. So we're trying to help them to find the balance between being a student, a potential youth and world leader, and exactly how you go about it.
I gotta believe in me, 'cause if I have self-esteem.
The first and most important thing is to exercise self-respect. You must learn to respect yourself.
Turn me away from the rise.
A successful woman is a lady who is hardworking, persistent, diligent, beautiful both in and out, and don't give up no matter the circumstances.
Even though she had struggles, she managed to overcome it and become a successful woman.
A woman who is goal-oriented. A perfect example of a successful woman is the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I am beautiful, no matter what they say.
She was told that she was worthless.
Unfortunately, all too often we hear girls being told this: you're nobody. Perhaps you're watching and you were told you weren't special, but you're not alone. In fact, one woman in the corporate world shared how she did not let the negative words spoken to her affect the woman she could and would become.
When I was a child growing up, I had two sisters, and for some reason they looked a little different from me. Both of them had what we call long hair, and they were lighter complexion, and some people thought they were prettier than me. Now, as a child, I remember my mother introducing all three of us, and when she got to me, she would say, "Oh, and this is the ugly one." Now, if I had sat down and internalized that, internalize what that means, if me did sit down and believe that the ugly one, that I would have been thinking to myself all along that I'm ugly and so on. But guess what? Thank God, my mother also recognized that I was bright. So she would also say, she's the bright one. Ladies, I'm going to ask you to stop saying negative things to yourself. Right here and now.
I think it is very important because the Bible said that life and death is in the power of the tongue, and we should speak positive things over our life. I think it's time for young ladies to start acting like ladies and believe in themselves and have the strength and the courage to overcome each and every situation that they're going through, because we are more than conquerors.
Wow! Some real powerful words there from Calicia, who, as we can hear, was certainly impacted by that session. Now, another major issue that was tackled was sexual relations. As young girls, you should certainly know where you stand on this issue.
17, now she just come out of school. She never listen when her mama set the rule.
Everybody knows that the little young girl, them have pure little boyfriend on the place. Wrong, alright? No, seriously. You have different levels of friendship and different levels of relationship. It's quite natural and quite normal to have the support of a friend who is from the opposite sex. Wrong, alright? But telling you say, at this level, you're not supposed to be having sexual intercourse with boys. You're supposed to be dealing with the improvement of yourself and moving up academically. Wrong, alright?
We are the girls of Dunoon Park Technical High School. Diligence with persistence for excellence. Keep watching Zone Zone.
They're excited, aren't they? But what have they learned so far?
You must really listen to what others says about you. You must be yourself.
To believe in yourself, no matter what other people say things about you, you must not give up. Try pushing harder and don't let them degrade you.
This message to persevere was shared by reggae singer Ikea, who had the girls hooked on her melody and message.
The greatest love of all is? The greatest love of all is? Loving yourself. Okay. And where are my strong, independent young ladies?
So from your mind conceive, then you shall achieve it. Don't make them stop you with them bad energy. Yeah, them no love only, but them a bring them no warmer for people. Just make me fly away, fly like a
From Dunoon Girls Day, keep believing, keep achieving, and keep being successful.
No one can hold me down. Just watch me win this crown.
Now that we've dealt with an empowerment tool for girls, let's turn our attention to the boys. Through the Scout movement, some of our boys will be taking advantage of a cultural exchange program between Jamaica and a long-standing international partner. Their destination, the land of the rising sun.
Konnichiwa, Yokoto, Atopeji, Etu. I hope I got that right. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Arts Page. We're here at 2 Camp Road for a cultural explosion. Stick around to hear more.
Whoa, come together now. It's time to smile again. Here we are, you and me. We're gonna make it happen.
If my kimono wasn't already a dead giveaway, my attempt at the Japanese language must have sealed the deal. Yes, today we'll be exploring the land of the rising sun, Japan. So we stopped by the headquarters of the Jamaica Scout Association to participate in Jamaican Scouts Discover Japan. 4 scouts and a scout leader will be representing Jamaica at the 23rd World Scout Jamboree in Japan. And to prepare them for the July 28 to August 8 event, a cultural exchange show was organized.
This is the Japanese culture event hosted by Jamaican Scout Association. So we are here from Japanese Embassy to assist to help the Jamaican people to know more about Japan and Japanese culture.
You don't want to go to a new country without a little understanding or a little idea of just how they function. And I'm very delighted that the Japanese embassy saw it fit to connect with us and coordinate with us to bring off this function.
And what an event it was. Scores of Jamaicans, scouts, and regular folks were treated to Japanese culture at its best. Music, movies, games, aikido, gymnastics, calligraphy, origami, Japanese food, and yukata. But it wasn't a one-way treat. Japanese visitors also got a taste of Jamaican culture by way of food and drink. All in all, it was time well spent. And as for the boys who will be repping Jamaica in Japan,
we are hoping that the youngsters will learn a little Japanese so that when they go there can at least say hello, hi, how are you?
It's really interesting because they have such diverse culture, and it's really exciting for me. We trade culture with them and they trade with us, so I'm really grateful for that.
See the Japanese are fast. I say no matter pretty pampas.
Up next, we head to the Courtly Auditorium for a dance performance that's sure to excite. Until next time, sayonara.
The Euro Dance Ensemble was formed in 2008. It was born from the Disrepol Dance Troupe. We've been around for a number of years. So this year, our season is in conjunction with the Amy Bailey and Alpha Dance Troupes. And we are just putting on a show. It's themed Pandora Box. And it's just filled with magical elements. Every element of magic you can think about. The illusions. Come and see little babies drive you crazy with their adorability. Expect great things from beginning to end. It's going to be an awesome show.
Climb aboard, get ready to explore. There's so much to find. Little Einstein, we're going on a mission. Start the countdown. You can lead the way. Row, row your boat gently down the street. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row your boat gently down the street. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
did they deliver? You be the judge. Until next time, this has been the Arts Page.
This is one time we don't want you to laugh.
Staying safe on the road is a serious thing.
Mr. Taxi driver and bus driver, take time, man. People, so one-stop driver and come off.
Cyclists, motorcyclists, pedestrian, all road users using the head.
Only if you use cell phone and drive. No, man.
Idiot thing that.
Road safety is no laughing matter.
Because we want you to be around
and laughing with us for a long time.
A message from the National Road Safety Council and National Health Fund.
And that's it for this Friday's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for staying with us. Keep the link. Visit jis.gov.jm or YouTube channel or other social media platforms. And be sure to join us again tomorrow on this station for another informative program. I'm Adrian Atkinson and this has been Jamaica Magazine. Have yourselves a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.